I know this is gonna sound petty, but I swear I'm not crazy. My name's Josh, I'm 24, and I rent a tiny two-bedroom apartment in a college town in upstate New York. I work nights at a bar downtown and crash during the day, which means I don't always see my roommate, Tyler. He's 26, a freelance videographer, which mostly means he's either glued to his computer or wandering around with his camera pretending he's filming the next Netflix docuseries. We aren't best friends, but we were civil. Shared rent, split utilities, kept our stuff separate. At least that was the deal. Then the food started disappearing. At first it was little things, a yogurt cup, a slice of pizza I'd left in the box, a couple of sodas from the fridge. I thought maybe I was just tired from work and miscounting. But then my leftovers from the Thai place vanished. Entire container. Gone. I asked Tyler straight up, "Hey man, did you eat my pad Thai?" He looked at me dead in the eye and said, "Nah, dude, why would I? I don't even like peanuts." Which would have been convincing if he didn't have the faintest smear of peanut sauce on his hoodie. I wanted to scream, but instead I just nodded and let it go. I told myself it wasn't worth starting World War III over noodles, but it kept happening. Burritos, chicken wings, even my protein shakes. I'd come home from a late shift, starving, dreaming about the food I'd saved, only to find an empty fridge shelf and Tyler passed out on the couch. It wasn't just about the food. It was about the principle. I was busting my ass pouring drinks for drunk frat boys, scraping tips, while Tyler sat around freelancing on projects that somehow never paid. So I decided to test him. One Sunday night, I cooked a batch of chili. My mom's recipe, the kind that takes hours. Onions sizzling in olive oil, garlic, ground beef, beans, peppers, simmered slow until the whole apartment smelled like heaven. I ladled a big portion into a Tupperware, wrote Josh in giant Sharpa letters across the lid, and slid it right onto the middle shelf of the fridge. Then I waited. The next day, I came home, opened the fridge, and sure enough, the container was gone. Not even washed and put back. Just gone. That was the moment I snapped. I didn't want to fight him directly, but I also wasn't going to let him keep walking all over me. So I came up with an idea. A stupid, slightly evil idea, but one I couldn't shake. I was going to make a special meal. Something he couldn't resist. Something that would finally prove once and for all that he was the thief. And maybe, just maybe, teach him a lesson he'd never forget. I'm not proud of what I did next, but at that point it felt like justice. See, my cousin Mike is a chef down in Philly, and a couple years ago he gave me this novelty gift. A bottle of Carolina Reaper hot sauce. Like the real deal. Bright red, almost glowing in the glass, with a warning label that literally said, "Use with caution." I'd never touched it except once when a drop accidentally got on my finger and I rubbed my eye. Worst pain of my life. That bottle had just been collecting dust in my cabinet. Until now. I made another batch of chili, same as before, but this time I dumped in 3 heaping spoonfuls of that hellfire sauce. Just stirring it made me cough. I tasted a microscopic bit on the tip of my spoon and my mouth went numb. Perfect. I ladled the demon chili into the same type of Tupperware, slapped a big Josh label on it again, and set it in the fridge like bait in a trap. The wait was brutal. I lay in my room scrolling through my phone, half hoping he'd steal it and half dreading that he actually would. Around midnight, I heard the fridge door squeak open, followed by the soft clatter of Tupperware. My heart was pounding like I was about to commit a crime. Then I heard it, the microwave beep. I had to bury my face in the pillow to stop myself from laughing. 5 minutes later, there was a sound I'll never forget. A strangled choking noise, then coughing, then the slam of a cupboard door. I peeked out just in time to see Tyler stumbling around the kitchen, red-faced, guzzling milk straight from the carton. His eyes were watering like he'd just watched Old Yeller. "What the hell did you put in this?" he shouted, his voice breaking. I leaned against the doorway, trying to play innocent. "Oh, you mean my chili? The one you said you weren't going to eat?" He glared at me, lips trembling, sweat pouring down his temples. For a second, I thought he was going to throw the carton at me. Instead, he croaked out, "You could have killed me, dude." I laughed. Couldn't help it. "You literally stole my food. Again. Don't act like you're the victim here." He stormed past me, muttering curses, and slammed his bedroom door so hard the picture frames rattled. The next morning, he wouldn't even look at me. But I noticed something. My food stayed untouched. For the first time in weeks, my fridge was exactly the way I left it. I should have left it there, should have enjoyed the small victory. But something about the way he looked at me that night stuck with me, like I'd crossed a line. And then, a few days later, the weird stuff started happening. At first, it was little things. My toothbrush moved. My laundry basket flipped over. Then I found the Carolina Reaper bottle on the counter, even though I always kept it in the cabinet. That's when I started wondering if I hadn't just solved a problem, but created a much bigger one. Things escalated fast after that. Tyler wasn't talking to me, but he also wasn't leaving me alone. I started noticing little gifts left around the apartment. Notes on my pillow saying things like, "Check the fridge." I assumed it was passive-aggressive revenge, but I couldn't risk looking. Not yet. Then one night, I came home from my bar shift to find the kitchen light on. My stomach sank. The fridge door was wide open, and there it was, another Tupperware container, this one unlabeled, steaming faintly. My heart thudded. I knew better than to touch it. A note was taped to the counter. "You think you can play me, Josh? I'm not the same guy who stole your Thai food." I froze. The handwriting was unmistakably his, and for the first time I felt real fear. I tried to ignore it, went to my room, and lay awake, replaying every interaction. Every laugh, every small theft, every time he'd smiled while holding a slice of my pizza. Then it hit me. Tyler had never been just lazy or petty. He'd been observing me, watching how I reacted, calculating. I decided to confront him the next morning. I walked to his room, knocked hard. No answer. I opened the door slowly. He was sitting cross-legged on his bed, camera in hand, editing a video. My special chili, the one with the Carolina Reaper, was on the nightstand, untouched. He looked up and smirked. "You really think you got me with that?" he said, calm, almost amused. "I didn't touch it because I wanted to see how far you'd go. I wanted the story." "The story," I whispered, shaking. "Yeah, I mean, come on, Josh. You rigged a revenge meal. 3 days of paranoia, plotting, spying. It's gold. I'm turning this into my next short film. You're the star." I felt my jaw drop. Everything, the missing food, the hot sauce, the fridge antics. He'd orchestrated it in reverse, letting me think I had the upper hand while he captured every moment. And that's when he said something I'll never forget. "In life, Josh, the one who cooks the chili isn't always the one who eats it. Sometimes, they just make the plot spicy." I sat down slowly, trying to process it. Part of me was furious. Part of me couldn't stop laughing at the absurdity. I mean, who does that? Who eats your food, then turns it into a short film? Only Tyler, apparently. The film went online a week later. It went viral on Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. And me? I got tagged in every comment. That's the ultimate roommate revenge story. So here I am, sharing this on r/true off my chest. I thought I was clever. I thought I was teaching a lesson. But in the end, I just got outplayed by a guy who literally turned my chili nightmare into content gold. Edit. Yeah, I asked him if I could get my Carolina Reaper bottle back. He sent me a frame from the video, me gagging over my own chili, and said, "Consider it immortalized."